Aloha! I'm so excited to introduce you to one of my favorite animals, the green sea turtle, Chelonia mitis. Turtles are highly honored in different cultures worldwide for a variety of interesting reasons. And some used to be eaten by humans, but lucky for them, that's against the law now. Ancient sea turtles have long navigated the world's vast ocean using their magnetic map sense and ingrained instincts, thanks to the magnetite in their heads. They have a truly fascinating reptilian life cycle, which is very similar in all 7 species of sea turtles. It all begins by developing as an embryo smaller than your fingernail, tucked inside a white, rubbery egg the size of a golf ball. Buried along with over 100 brothers and sisters in a nest that their mama turtle had risked her life to laboriously lay approximately 2 months earlier. They'll never knowingly meet her or their father turtle, which can actually be more than one, but that's another story for another time. It's all up to them to dig out of their nest that's at about 2 feet of sand. They manage to do this by tearing open their leathery shell with their egg tooth called a caruncle, then squirming around as a collective group in bursts as long as their oxygen lasts. It may take days, especially for the hatchlings at the bottom of the nest that have to struggle through all the empty eggshells, eggs, plus any of their trapped brothers and sisters. If there aren't any roots or anything else blocking their way, the sand elevator eventually brings them to the top. They don't generally all emerge at once, but when they do, the race begins and it's every turtle for him or herself. Oh, by the way, the boy and girl hatchlings look the same, like cute little wind-up toys. Their genders are determined by the temperature of the nest about 2/3 of the way into their incubation. Just remember, girls are hot and boys are cool. So, first things first in this race, they have to figure out which way the ocean is. They visually orient towards the brightest open horizon, which is hopefully the ocean, and away from tall dark silhouettes like sand dunes and trees. That's why human lights are such a problem. They get misoriented and waste their limited energy crawling the wrong way, where danger awaits. Like you see here, sometimes they emerge during the day if they somehow don't get the higher temperature cue the daytime heat generally provides. Day or night, this is an extremely dangerous race to the ocean since predators and obstacles are everywhere. Without hesitation, the lucky brave ones that make it charge into the ocean, duck dive under the waves by paddling their little flippers as fast as they can, and orient into the oncoming swells, which purposefully charts their directional swim out to sea. Swim, little turtle, swim! Good luck out there in the big blue! They want to get as far offshore as possible, away from predators that are generally concentrated closer to shore. Just like us, sea turtles have to swim to the surface to breathe, so they're super susceptible to dangers all around them. By now, you're probably noticing that these little green hatchlings aren't green at all. They're actually dark gray to black on the top with white undersides, which helps disguise them from hunting fish below and circling birds above. This is an adaptation called countershading. It doesn't always work though, and sadly, the majority of them don't survive. Their frenzy of egg yolk energy is used up after a couple of days, so they have to find food to survive and grow big quick. Sea turtles can smell underwater, and they're fairly nearsighted, especially on land, so anything that smells and looks like food while they're floating around out there will do, if they can get their little beaks around it. And that can be really risky, since what is floating out in the ocean that's starting to outnumber fish and plankton thanks to our throwaway society and horrible trash management practices? Our trash! Like many of nature's mysteries, we really don't know how they live their lives during these first few years, called the lost years. They're not actually lost, but we've lost them since they're so challenging to keep track of for long when they're that tiny swimming around in such an enormous ocean. Maybe by 5 years of age or so, when they've grown to be about the size of a small hubcap, they'll realize it's time to leave the big blue, so they navigate to nearshore foraging areas. Now they've outgrown their black and white tuxedo colors. The tops of their shells, called carapaces, are mostly brown, with many brilliant shades of yellow and orangish streaks. The undersides of their carapaces, called plastrons, are mostly a pale yellow, so technically they're still countershaded. Their heads and flippers are brown, decorated with an array of scale patterns like puzzle pieces that are actually individualistic to each turtle, so they can be tracked long-term using a methodology called photo identification. That's one of my research specialties. Anyway, now that they're much bigger, the natural predators that sea turtles have to worry about for the most part are sharks, which are also magnificent animals that need protecting. Of course, human actions are their biggest threat to their survival. All 7 species of sea turtles are threatened with extinction, so it's up to us to change this. The extremely low percentage of sea turtles that stay alive to adulthood, which is thought to be around 20 years of age, certainly deserves our utmost respect. At this point, you can finally tell the difference between males and females. Males have noticeably long, thick tails, while females always have shorter, stubby tails. If they're win the lottery lucky, green sea turtles live to be about 80 years old according to the scientific technique called skeletochronology. It's not possible to tell how old a live turtle is by its size. That all depends on how well it eats, plus other health and lifestyle factors, kind of like humans. All in all, they seem to lead a pretty chill life, usually resting on shore or underwater. Did you know that they can hold their breath for hours? They also like to get their carapaces cleaned by their local fishy friends. A turtle's gotta eat, so they're often looking for food unless they're making their long nesting migrations. And with this, the life cycle continues. Oh right, I haven't even explained the reason why they're called green turtles yet. It's all due to the color of their fat layer, since you are what you eat. Once the greens leave the pelagic stage and learn what they can eat in this new close-to-shore realm, they eventually shift to a primarily vegetarian diet, just like I did over 20 years ago. They scarf up algae like it's an all-you-can-eat salad bar. This actually serves as an extremely important service for this ecosystem. Otherwise, the algae can grow so much it'll take over. Greens do sometimes cheat on their vegetarian diet though, as they can't pass up a tasty sea jelly like this lovely crown jelly. If they come across it, they'll eat it. Amazingly, they don't even seem to get stung. This is why it's so important to keep trash out of the ocean, since they can mistake these non-natural items for food. Research is ongoing to determine the ultimate health effects of this, but think about it for a second. How would you feel if you ate this piece of plastic? This is something super easy for you to do to help. People of all ages, especially like little Barry here, can join a beach or river or forest or road or park or parking lot cleanup. Good job! Yay! Good job! It's fun. And we we simply must all do our part to keep our planet healthy. The turtles will thank you. What? You want to find some more trash? So we have trash in the ocean. Are we picking up all the trash in the ocean? That beautiful ocean out there. We have to keep it clean, right? Yeah. Yeah, we gotta pick up some trash, huh? Okay, let's go. Let's go pick up some trash. Ready? Aloha. My name is Cheryl King, and I'm a Maui-based marine biologist who loves to research and save sea turtles. Mahalo for watching.